Hey everyone, and welcome back to Calmsden Farm for episode 9 of our Let's Play series. We're just on our way down to field 23 where we've got the harvesting contract for the field of barley. So we're pretty much continuing straight on from where we left off the previous episode. We just finished off selling a load of straw bales. I've got the rest of the straw bales collected up off the field and I've put those into our shed, into storage. So we'll keep those for using for bedding and mixing up TMR. So if we just park this here, turn that off for a bit. So the first job we'll do is obviously get this field harvested, get all the barley delivered. Hopefully we'll have a decent amount left over that we can keep for ourselves. And then we can look at getting some chickens. Let's get this unfolded. Header lowered down, make sure the parking brake is off, and away we go. Right, we'll just go around anti-clockwise first, it's going to be a bit easier. So yeah, I got all the straw bales that were left. I think there was 9 left on the field, so I think we've got about 20 straw bales in total now in storage, which is more than enough for what we'll need until next year. So we should be fine on straw. One of the other jobs we need to do as well before we progress to the next month is mix up some total mixed ration to fill up the feed trough for the cows as they are starting to run low. And also we'll probably look at selling our first load of milk, because we've got about 31,000 litres in total now, so we can get ourselves a tanker and take some milk to sell. Give us a little bit of extra money then towards hopefully buying the sheep pasture. And then what I plan to do is, before we do actually get any sheep, we'll cut the sheep pasture along with our other grass fields for hay. So we've got plenty of hay bales in storage for the cows and sheep then. Don't think this contract's worth a huge amount. I think it's about 7,700 actual for the job. And I'm just hoping we do get a little bit of excess barley that we can then keep for getting some chickens. If not, then it's not a massive issue. We can wait till next year to start getting chickens if need be. But we'll see how much we actually get off here. As I mentioned in the previous video, it's been a while since I've actually done a harvesting contract. And the last one I would have done would have been on hoe baler on, I think. And there's been a few game updates since then, so I don't know if they've reduced how much excess crop you get off fields now. But we'll soon find out. Our combine's full and we've just come to the end of the second pass of the headlands, and this should fill our trailer. So we'll take the first load to be delivered and we'll just set a worker off to continue with the harvesting while we do that. We need to take this down to the farm store by the actual main store with the contract, and I think we've done about 12%, no 13% so far progress on this contract. There's still quite a bit to do. Right, so that's full. Park that there for a second while we jump out. Let's just finish off that tiny little bit of the this headland here, and then we'll just set a worker off. Somewhere down the middle of the field. Right, we'll leave them to that and we'll go and deliver this first load of barley. And we'll see where that takes us for the actual contract. Right, we're just down at the main farm store and we need to go around the back down here. And looking at the mini map, it looks like we are the furthest drop off point there is. So just try to work out how the I don't think we can go around that way. Follow it round. Been a while since I've been down here, so remember which sell point's which. Looks like we're around here somewhere. I'll presume this one here. So we'll deliver our first load of barley. So 20% complete now on the fields, just popped up. That's the first 17,000 litres delivered. 21% transported for field 23. So another 3 full loads should be more than enough to complete the contract. So we'll head back and continue harvesting. Oh, I just spotted another collectible. And another one. That's 2 more collectibles. As I did say at the end of the last episode when we found one, I won't actively go looking for the collectibles, but I will pick them up if I do see them. Because they're only worth 1,000 each. If it was like the same as on Hobale one, where there was like the game cartridges, it was like 50,000 each one, then I'd probably just leave them because I think that's a little bit too much to be collecting. I know it's part of the game, but I think it just takes away from what we're doing here a little bit. Right, so I'll head back and get some more harvested, and we'll come back when we're a bit closer to being done for this contract. Right, we're just coming up to 60% complete so far for this contract. So what we're going to do is just finish this run down the field. We'll set a worker back off, and then I'll get the massey and then unload the combine, and then it should be our 3rd full load of barley to take down to the delivery point. So yeah, still quite a bit left to do on this side, and then we've still got that small section down there as well to do to finish off. So still plenty to do on this contract. And I was looking at the map, and there is another field of barley. It's not ready to harvest yet, field 21. There's still probably got a little bit to go. Just think, when's the last time we can harvest barley? September. So looking at that, that'll probably be ready for September. So possibly may look at trying to see if we can get the contract on that as well, but borrow the equipment for that one. So we should get a bigger combine. That will at least then give us a little bit of extra barley. There are no fields of sorghum currently on the map, so that's the only other contract field we could possibly do to get any extra barley for chicken feed, like for the excess. So we'll definitely have a look for that in September. So just literally gone past 60%. So we'll finish this row off, I'll turn it around, set the worker off. And I'll go and jump in the massey and get this unloaded. I don't know how much is currently in the trailer, but it's not far off being full. The parking brake off. So yeah, 13,500 litres in here, so there's plenty in the combine to finish filling this. And so this will be our third full load, so we should only need one more full load to complete the contract, and then anything else we get then we can keep for ourselves. Let's just swing this round. So trailer full, so we'll go and take this down, get this delivered, and so then we should only have one more full load to take to finish the contract off. So just down the delivery point for load number 3, and we'll see what this takes up to for amount delivered or transported, as it says. So we're just over 60% done on the contract, 67%. So very, the other two loads were 21% each. This should be 63% transported. I think it may be a little bit more than that now. And usually when you get towards the last one, it doesn't usually take so much. So 70% complete now on the field. Yeah, 63%. So one more full load may not be enough. It depends if we can get the harvesting section done now before we deliver any more, then we shouldn't have to deliver quite so much. We're not sure how it works in 22, if it still works similar to how it did in 19, but we'll see. And one thing I did spot last time I came down here, there was another collectible just there, just to the right there by that container, so I'll just go and grab that quickly. Oh, and there's another one here. And that one, if I can reach it. One. Try and find a way to climb up there. There we go. Oh, that's another 3,000. Cover the wages for the worker. Right, handbrake off. I just remember the parking brake. Right, yeah, so we'll head back. I'll probably get as much of the harvesting done as we can before we bring any more barley. Maybe a case that we put the next load into the silo and just store it in our silo then until we've finished all the harvesting, and then we can bring down the last load, and hopefully then that'll be enough to finish the contract off. We're just coming up to the end of this contract. We've got this tiny little bit left up here to do, and then just that last little bit down in the far corner. I've just delivered 17,000 litres to our own farm silo, and anything else we get now we'll keep in there until we've finished all harvesting, and then deliver us the smallest amount we possibly can to just complete the contract, so we can try and keep as much as possible for ourselves. So currently we are contracts we want, so 88% complete so far. So I'm hoping that either it'll come up contract complete before we've finished. I doubt it very much though, because we've got 17,000 litres in our silo, which I think is going to be a little bit excessive amount if we was to get that much left over. But hopefully it'll at least come up soon, that we've or at least we've done enough for the harvesting point now, that once we deliver a little bit more we can complete the contract. And we desperately need to feed the cows after that though, because they are literally about to run out of feed. So they're down to 1400 litres. But imagine, oh, for some reason I've gone ×5. I don't know why the speed got increased so much. I wonder if the cows have got less food than I was expecting. The last time I checked they only had about 3,500 litres. So I'll put that on ×1 for a bit while we finish this off. So we have got a little bit, I've just literally unloaded, so I think there's 7,500 litres in the trailer. Just coming up to the last little bit of this barley field now, down in this bottom corner. The trailer is almost full again, so I'm hoping we can fit the rest of it in the combine and the little bit that's left in the trailer to finish this off before we need to go and unload the trailer again. We're currently up to 93% complete, so it's going to be close. I think we are going to have to deliver a little bit more barley to complete the contract. Hopefully the higher that percentage gets complete as we harvest this, the less we should have to deliver. And the more we can get for getting at least a few chickens. I'm not sure how many chickens we can fit in that little chicken coop. So I hope it's worth it. I find to get a decent amount of eggs you need at least 300 chickens. I think any of the smaller chicken pens are just so produce such a little amount of eggs, it's not really worth bothering with. And ideally I'd love to use one of the modded ones and build our own a bit closer to the main farm, but we just don't have the land to be able to do that. That's still 93%. I think that may be it now for the percentage on the harvesting, and that last 7% may be just for delivering the crops. So I think we're at that point now where we've harvested enough of the field. We just need to finish delivering the barley. So once we've finished harvesting this little bit, we'll finish filling the trailer up, we'll take that down to the delivery point and then see how much of that we need to actually deliver. to complete this contract, and we can get paid, which will take us up to just over 100,000. Last little bit. That's it, that's all the barley harvested in this field. Bring this back a bit and get the pipe out. Have to leave that running so it can actually unload. We can grab the massey and then finish filling up this trailer. Yeah, 12,916 litres in here. I don't think there's enough in the combine to fully fill this trailer, but hopefully that will be enough to complete the contract when we take it down there. I don't really want to have to deliver any more if we can help it. It won't leave us a lot left. Fill this up. I'll turn the combine off so we're not wasting fuel once it's finished. And I'll get that back up to the farm for next time. We'll leave that there for now. Right, so let's go and get this 16,643 litres, and hopefully we'll get this delivered, and hopefully that will be enough to finish off this contract. Right, so just coming down to the store to hopefully deliver what will be the final load of barley. And then we can complete this contract. And then the next job for today will be to, while we're down here, I may get the milk tanker now, leave the grain trailer down here, saves going up to the farm then back again. Actually, we might need the grain trailer. If we get the chickens, we'll need to take some barley down. Right, let's just see how much of this we need to deliver, if all of it or not. So I'm ready on the ready on the button as soon as it pops up. Contract complete to stop. If it comes up, it's not looking good. Oh, it looks like we're gonna have to 84%. Yeah, so we're gonna need quite a bit of that 17,000 we've got in, so it doesn't look like we're going to get much left over. I did have a feeling they drastically reduced the excess crops you get now from harvesting, but as I mentioned before, this is the first harvest I've done since hoe baler, I think it was, and it's been a while. Back then you used to get quite a lot of excess, so we'll bring down the full 17,000 litres we've got in the silo, and then see if we get any any left from it. It looks like we may have to put a hold on the chickens until next year when we've got our own field of barley to harvest, to make it worthwhile doing, because I don't really want to be buying feed for them. Right, this is the last 17,000 litres we've got. I'm not expecting we're going to get much of this from how much we had to deliver last time just to get that extra 4% on the contract, and we're only at 94%, so I imagine this is going to take most of this to complete the contract. We'll soon see. Oh, there we go. So 7,915 litres. Would have been a little bit. We sold a little bit. So 46% of that load left, which is not too bad. I was expecting it to be a bit worse than that, how much we had to deliver, but I think something's better than nothing. So if we can try and get that other contract, if it pops up in September on the larger barley field, we should get enough then off that to at least get us started on some chickens. So we might not get many to start with, but if we can start to make production, it does give us a little bit of another source of income for the farm. Right, so back up by the main farm, what we'll do, we're going to have a look at this little chicken pen. We still do own it, because when I changed over to the new save game I forgot to actually sell that. So I will just deduct the money from our money for what the value of it is, and I think we need to go through this gate. I don't know if we can put the feed in from this side. Let's have a look. Right, so we can fit 100 chickens. Oh, that's not a huge amount of chickens anyway. As I said, I don't think 100 chickens is really worth bothering with that much, to be honest, but it's another source of income, even if it takes a little bit longer to get a full pallet of eggs. So select that and by 60, and we'll get, we just let him select. Oh, that's right. I hate it when it jumps over to there. I always end up buying some, selling some, buying them again. So that's taken us up to the full 100. We should have plenty of feed for just 100 chickens. I thought it was going to be like 400 or 500 capacity. Hello? Oh, she's gone. I don't know what she was doing, like hitting my tractor, like stupid tractor in my way. Yeah, this is going to be oh, she's back again. What's she doing? I don't know what you're doing, but you're in my way. I'm going to run you over. Right. Go past a little bit and then bring the trailer back around. I should have swung around a little bit more to get in there. So yeah, the next thing we'll do is look to buy the sheep pasture, which is this field here. It's 110,000 to buy that, so we're not far off having the money for that. As for the pigs, I don't think at the moment, what I would rather do is get the sheep, cut that grass field for hay, so we've got plenty of hay then, so we can actually feed the sheep. And then the next thing will be to try and get the money to buy field 10, which is currently a grass field. Which I think the best thing for that will probably be to do is cut the grass at least once and then plough it up and then use it for an additional arable field. Can we get it this way? Just about. Actually, we can collect that contract while we're there. Yeah, so possibly buy field 10. It's quite a big grass field, so we should get quite a lot of, if we do it for a cutter for silage. But then plough it up and use it as an arable field for a harvest until we can get another field, which I think the next one realistically we could probably look at affording is 23. I think some of the others then are getting a little bit big, a little bit expensive. Possibly field 4, how much is that? Come on its own. Yeah, field 4 we could do, and then could always make that into an arable field as well. And then possibly then look at buying the main farmyard, which is only 45,000. So is that the chickens all full? No, it must have stopped. I think the trailer must have pushed forward and come out the trigger. Well, it's the feed trough nearly full, so I should keep on going for a little bit. Well, at least we have got some egg production now. Not going to be as much as I was expecting. I thought this would have taken a lot more chickens than 100, but I say it's another source of income, so it's all good. Why did that gate not close? There we go. I know we just need to try and get out of here. Is there another gate down? Oh, there's another gate just here. I don't know why I didn't see that one earlier. Might have been easier to get through this way. Is there a gate? Yes. Oh, that makes life a little bit easier. I don't know how I didn't spot that one before. One thing I have just spotted over in the tennis court. Another 2 collectibles. That seems an extremely high tennis net. It's been a long time since I've played tennis. I'm sure the top of the net's not eye level. Right, so the next job we desperately need to do is get the cows some total mix ration. So we'll drop this trailer off and get the feed mixer hooked up, and then we can load the bales up with the Fendt. And we'll probably mix up a couple of loads so we can see the cows will have enough feed then to get through the next couple of months or so. So one thing I also did in between episodes as well was, because our grass was showing that it's ready to harvest, I was a bit unsure whether we could actually apply any fertiliser. So I did give it a test and it did work, so I have fully fertilised the grass fields. So they've got the high, their nitrogen levels set to what it needs to be. So when we come to cut that next time for hay, we should get the full yield out of it. I'll just drop this trailer next to this one. our new trailer parking area. Now we'll get the feed mixer hooked up, and then I need to try and remember what ratio we were doing for mixing total mix ration in this mixer. I'm currently at the point now where I've got 3 different other save games on the other channel. We've got the live stream, I've got the Western Wilds and No Man's Land, and I've got 3 different feed mixer wagons on each one. This would be a 4th different one, and I'll keep forgetting which mixer wagon takes what to get a decent mix. So just park this out here. We'll finish using the silage bales before we open up the clam. I can't remember what the capacity of this was either. Oh, we'll drop 1 silage bale in and see. See how that looks on the percentage. I can't remember who's doing 2 silage, 1 hay, and then finishing off with straw. Silage bales are very heavy. What we'll do, we'll drop 1 hay bale in and then see where that gets us. I really can't remember what the ratio was. Yeah, I think it may be 2 silage, so another silage and then the rest straw. That's 57%. I definitely want to put more silage in because we've got a lot more silage than we have hay at the moment. I'm still not convinced mineral feed does anything for the mix. But I've tried to look through, and apart from like the automatic feed mixing and some of the feed mixing like place balls where it's required for it to work, as for putting it into a mixing wagon, I don't think it makes any difference whatsoever. And it still produces total mix ration that's the same whether you use it or not, as far as I can tell. So I don't think there's any benefit to using mineral feed. Some people did say it lasts longer in the feed trough, but I can't see how the game calculates that, because it doesn't come up as a different thing like total mixed ration with mineral feed. It just comes up total mixed ration regardless of whether you use it or not. It just seems to create the same thing. See how much of this bale we need. Right, that seems full, and we've got total mixed ration. Right, just keep that there for the next load. Handbrake off and into reverse. And I think the mixer's the wrong way around. The discharge is on the other side. Not that it really matters, it'll probably still pick up the trigger, but it looks a bit silly when you throwing the feed into the away from the feed trough. I think one thing I definitely want to do once we've got the money to buy field 10 is I think we really need to start looking at trying to get a new tractor with a higher horsepower, something in the 250 to 300 horsepower range, and that would be a nice upgrade. I'll possibly keep these two tractors we've currently got for some lighter work, but definitely having a large tractor will benefit than being able to get some larger implements for field work, bigger motor setup and stuff like that. See there, that is right. So I'll mix up another couple of loads and fill that up, and then I think the last job we'll do for today is look to get the milk tanker and take our first load of milk to sell. Right, so this is the third full mix of TMR. We've literally got one hay bale, one silage bale, and then there's that 50% straw bale I've just put in here. The grass bale there, I think we should be able to give that to the sheep. Once we start getting some sheep, I think they can take the grass, so we can get rid of that one. But yeah, we are pretty much all out of hay. And there's enough there to do one mix with but not a full trailer load, mixer wagon load. I think we've put plenty in there, so there'll be more than enough to keep them going until we've got some more hay. We've just finished this off. Right, so that's that done. So that's 69,000 litres in there. So that should keep them going. We're cutting the grass for hay next month anyway. So it should last longer than that. Let's turn this round and then we'll put this back in the shed. So this feed mix wagon is leased. We did lease this one. I do now have the lease to own mod installed. So at some point we can actually buy this. Just get the hoses disconnected, PTO, and drop that off. So if you look in the, if I go in the actual right menu, in here on the leased equipment, so we've got the option now to purchase this. Currently, if we were to purchase, it would cost us 40,109. So that's taken into account operating hours and other charges, and then I think there's a little bit a percentage added on to that. But at some point when we've got a bit more money to spare, we will actually buy that for ourselves. And we'll do the same thing with the milk tanker, because we're not going to be using it very often. We're not going to be getting lots and lots of hours operating hours on it, and I'd rather keep that money so we can put it towards getting the sheep pasture. So we'll go down to the store, we'll lease the milk tanker. I say we'll do the same thing. Once we've got the spare cash and we can afford to actually buy it, we'll then just buy it so it has going to keep. Right, so we're down at the local farm supply agricultural store. Park there for a second. And we want to just check the used equipment, see if anything new's got. Oh, well, that would be a nice upgrade for the combine. It's not, capacity wise, it's not much more, it's only 1,000 litres. Yeah, I don't know if it'll be only a 1,000 litre increase in the grain tank. There's no options to increase that. I don't think it's actually really worth upgrading. Shame. I think it would have been nice, but yeah, I don't think for just for an extra 1,000 litre grain capacity, I don't think it's worth bothering with. So what we want is animals, and the one we're going to go for is this Lizard MT2, or we could get the MT3. My only concern with this one is 28,000 litre capacity is if we have to go up that big hill, whether the Massey is going to struggle to pull it up the hill with a full load. That's an extra 4,000 litres over this one. This one will be easier to manoeuvre. I think we'll go with this one, the fact that it hasn't got the dolly on. I think I may regret getting the getting one with a dolly, because some of these sell points there's no like drive through. You have to kind of either reverse and turn or turn around to get back out of some of them. So I think for that fact it may make life easier, even though it's slightly smaller capacity, but we'll keep everything else as standard other than get the milk so we know what it's for. So we're going to lease that, but then I say we'll do the same in the mix wagon, we'll buy it for ourselves. Well, there's our new milk tanker, and I've lost the tractor. Just check. Yeah, so I'll get this hooked up, we'll get it back to the farm and get it filled up, and then we'll see where the best price currently is, and then we'll take our first load of milk from our dairy farm to sell. I still need to sort out the brakes. It only seems worse when I'm reversing. When I'm going forward, the brakes don't seem too bad. A little bit too far forward. When I'm reversing, the brake just doesn't seem to do anything. I've adjusted the I said before, I've set the sensitivity to 200%. And I've also decreased the dead zone to 5% on the brake, so you shouldn't have to push it down as much for it to register, but sometimes it still seems like you really have to stamp down on it and push so hard down to get it to do anything. Right, we're going to get this filled up, and then I'll say we'll see where the best price currently is for milk, and we'll get our first load sold. That should give us enough money then to buy the sheep pasture next time, so we can get the field, the grass cut in that field for hay, and then that'll give us plenty of hay with our 3 fields as well for the cows, and then when we do actually eventually start getting some sheep. We're back up at the farm. I've just had a look, and the best price currently is at the Cotswold stores, which is down by the BGA. There's 2 ways we can get to that, and both of them require going up quite a steep hill, so hopefully this massive can pull a full load. One of the reasons why I think we do need to start looking at getting a tractor with a larger horsepower. So something in a 250 to 300 horsepower range will, I think, do us. I don't quite know exactly where the trigger. Oh, I need to open the milk tanker. There we go. I'm just trying to think which way. That hill down here by 26 and 36 is quite steep. I think going through this way, going through the water there, that's quite steep as well. I don't know if that's less of a gradient than the other way. We'll stick to the main road. We'll see. Hopefully we can get up the hill, but we'll see. I'll see you at the Cotswold stores either way. Just come up to the Cotswold stores to sell our first 24,000 litres of milk. The current price I think is just below 1,200 per 1,000 litres. We want this sell point here. So with the bonus for the, I'm not sure what our environmental score is, I'll have to actually check that. We should get around about £30,000 in total with the environmental score bonus as well. They definitely got enough now to get the sheep pasture next time. So that will be our job. We're cutting that, tedding it, rowing it up, and then baling it for hay. So 28,805 and then another 881 for the environmental score reward. I'll just check actually what our, so 60%, so it's not particularly high at the moment. So our increase is only 3% sell price increase. That should start increasing next time we do this field. That field actually bringing it down because we haven't done anything with it. Because that's actually registered as a field. That's bringing our overall score down. Same with this little bit here. I don't know what. Why we've got 2 scores down here. We only own 1 piece of land there, so I don't know why we're getting 2 separate. And whatever that one is, that's also bringing our score down, like our complete average of all our fields. I'll have to try and look into seeing what that is. I think it may be linked to it, the whole kind of area that you get. I'm not 100% sure on that. So we've got those 2, which annoyingly are bringing our average score down. So although we've never actually done anything in this field, we may have to see what we can do to try and bring that up. So these ones aren't too bad, and these should get better next time if we do direct drill. That should help increase those scores a little bit more. The grass ones, these ones are probably going to be as good as they're going to get. So yeah, we're being penalised by the cow pasture having a low score, bringing our average down, and that other little bit which I'll need to try and find out what it is, see if there's any way we can increase that, bring our average up a little bit. But we'll leave it there for now. So next time we'll buy the sheep pasture, and then we'll cut the grass in there for hay. Hopefully the weather's going to be nice in August. So if you have enjoyed watching them, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. And if you've not yet subscribed to the channel, then please do consider subscribing. We've got more Farm Simulator Let's Play videos coming up. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.